as a part of the cybercare program that we are having continuously, we have amidst us another alumna with us today, Priyal Saraf Kothari, who's an ex-student. She has done her Masters of Social Work with Tata Institute of Social Sciences, and then she is now working with Ishwar Sankar, about which she will be talking about. What I feel is that we are producing doctors, engineers, and other people, but what we need to also showcase is that there are people who are working in the social sector and they are doing so much good. We have as our interviewer Kritin, who is going to interview Priya.
Alright, Priya, so welcome to Academy once again. So why don't you start by telling us something about yourself, how your journey has been throughout this time?
Good morning, everyone. Before I begin, I would like to thank Principal Ma'am, dear teachers, and all the fellow LSAIs too for having me here this morning. I passed out of LSA in 2011, and I was always interested in the field of mental health, which is why I chose humanities in class 11 and 12. Even though I had secured good marks and everybody was expecting me to take up science. Once I passed out, I finished my psychology honors from Loreto in Calcutta, and eventually got into Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai, to pursue social work in mental health. And since the last 3 years, I've been associated with this organization in Calcutta called Ishwar Sankar. This organization is basically working for people who are homeless with mental illness. There are a range of programs that have been designed to cater to this very vulnerable population. And there are about just 4 to 5 organizations in the entire country which is catering to this population. So, yeah, that's in short what I have been doing.
Okay, thank you. So what were some special qualities about Ishwar Sankar that made you choose it over other NGOs that are doing various other kinds of social activities?
So when I got to know that this organization is working with this population, it was really, I was quite amazed because when we see these people wandering on the streets, it usually brings in us the sense of fear. Nobody really wants to approach them. At most, we will sympathize with them or just walk past them. But this organization was going to them, providing services to these people on the streets. So in 2007, it started with the outreach program, which is even running today, where the team of doctors, social workers, counselors, all of them go to the streets every day. There are designated field areas. They identify such people, it's very easy to identify them. We all see them on the streets. And that is where they start building rapport with these people. They provide food. In due time, they start providing medicines. A counselor goes and starts talking to them as well. And in this whole program, the most interesting part is the fact that the common man has been roped in to provide services to. There's a local chai wala, a street vendor, small shopkeepers whom we start building rapport with, and we ask them to help us to help these people, so that even in our absence, the services do not discontinue. And today we have about 300 to 400 such community volunteers who are providing services to them. They themselves are not that resourceful, so as to say, but they're actively helping us to look after these people on the streets.
Right, so as you said, there must be many kinds of activities that your organization does, from getting people off the streets and to getting the common man to help them, and you having your organization having 300 to 400 people. We would surely like to know what are your duties and responsibilities in the organization.
So I'm working as a program manager in the organization, and we have about 8 to 9 programs. The one I just spoke about is the outreach program. We have shelter services, drop-in centers, a whole rehabilitation program which involves vocational training, a team which looks for the homes of these people who are homeless. They spend a lot of time tracing the homes of these people, and we have started with a cafe last year which is run by the women suffering from mental illness who have recovered over time. And there's a rural program as well, which is in Kashipur, about 2.5 hours away from Calcutta, where we have built a home for those who cannot return home, either because their families are not ready to take them back, or we haven't been able to trace their families. So, like this, we have about 8 to 9 programs which I'm monitoring and supervising on a day-to-day basis. We have some internal targets that we set to cater to this population. So I sort of also look into the progress of our work. And that's one part. And the other work that I do is I liaise with all the funders that we have, updating them about our progress, reporting to them. So yeah, by and large, these are 2 things that I do.
Thank you. So I'm pretty sure many of us want to try and do social work, but there are many problems that we face. So how did you tackle studies along with social work and manage both the things very well?
Do they really interfere with each other?
The thing is that many people feel that they need to attend tuitions and do homework and not do social service because they don't find social work to be as important as the studies right now. Even the parents are telling the children to study right now and build their own future.
I think in that case, we need to understand how we define social service or social work. If it is to go to an organization and render services, that could be difficult. But if we start from our own homes, our own building, community, it can be a part of our lifestyle. We do hang out with our friends, we do make time for other things. This can also fall into the part of our routine that we do day to day. So I don't think that it can any way, interfere with the work that you're doing on your studies.
Alright, so that's great. So my next question is, how can we approach organizations like yours and others if we want to make monetary contributions or even render services ourselves?
So these days it's fairly easy to do that because almost all the organizations have a website now. And you can contact them through the website, you can write to them, and then you will get the response that you're looking for.
So Ishwar Sankalp is part of the CSR hub of Tata of social services, and it has also won the West Bengal Government Award for Upliftment of Persons with Disabilities in 2016. So in your opinion, how do these awards help in the upliftment of the organization?
Who doesn't like awards? We all love getting awards. Just last week, our secretary of the organization also received the state award for the contribution in the social sector. So it actually boosts the morale of the organization, of the employees, and it is sort of a validation that we are doing the right work and we are moving on the right path. So yeah, it's very exciting and it lends a lot of credibility to the work that we do. And it helps to actually secure the donors and funders that we have to be with us. So yeah.
So how have your educational institutions like this school and your college helped you carry out the social work by, for example, delaying your exams or giving you free attendance?
I think these institutions, the first thing that they do is they help us to get sensitized as individuals. And even if we don't do it directly while we are studying, we do it in small ways when we are, in our homes or when we are out with our friends in our community. So I think it has helped me to become a sensitive individual, where the sorry state of affairs actually sort of disturbs us. And that disturbance is important, that we should not be comfortable with the way things are right now. And if that discomfort stays with us, I think that itself motivates us to keep doing what we want to do.
So, what were some of the challenges and difficulties you have faced throughout your career, and how did you overcome them, or are still overcoming them?
I'll share a very personal experience. So, when I'm asked what I do and I say I'm into social work, the first question that comes my way is social work even a job? Do you get paid for the work that you do? We thought it's just a voluntary thing that people do. So, actually making people aware that it is also an option that one can explore as a career is something that's a constant struggle for me.